So black dysfunction is profitable in America, and this thing it just never stops. You know, for years, I've done videos on my George Making One channel, my George Making Two channel, and now my George Making Experience channel, where I talked about all the things that we've been through as a people in this country, in the hells of North America. I've talked about white supremacy. I've talked about unfair laws. I've talked about the federal laws that's on the books that's supposed to protect us as a people. I've covered all of these things, right? Well, now I'm running a series where I'm running Death to the Real Nigga because despite us going through the things that we've been through, we're still responsible for ourselves in the way that we carry ourselves, in the way that we raise our children. You can't expect your open enemy to come out and do anything for you. You have to take the reins and do things for yourself. So now we in Indianapolis with it. And we pull up on a young man, Demetrius Sanders. I'm going to roll the clip and I'm going to let you see what he did. And then I'll come back and give my commentary.
The plea agreement calls for the suspect to serve 40 years in prison with another 5 years probation. Today, the judge agreed to that sentence with the blessing of the victim's family.
I can have time to actually grieve and not have to prepare to constantly go to court and reliving the experience over and over and over again. I do that enough in my dreams. So I'm glad that it's over.
Speaking after an emotional court hearing, Antonia Bailey admitted to finally being at peace. Last year, her 2 kids were killed in a deadly shooting inside their apartment. The victims, 15-year-old Ashlyn Nelson and 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson, were getting ready for school when they were murdered by a then 15-year-old Demetrius Sanders. Last month, the judge waived Sanders into adult court. During his sentencing, Sanders told a new judge he took full responsibility for the killings, but added he didn't go to the apartment intending to kill the siblings. The victim's mother maintained the family feared the juvenile judge would have not waived Sanders into adult court without the plea deal in place, and if he had stayed in juvenile court, he may have been released after his 18th birthday.
The judge, she wasn't going to waive him at all. She made it very clear. It seemed as if she was trying to change not only his mind, but his mother's mind. So I think that this was the best way to be able to receive justice.
Finally, Sanders' family did not speak to the judge and left court without comment. Jesse Wells, Fox 59.
We back. Well, as you can see, this young boy was sentenced to 45 years in prison. You see the overall theme of these videos that I do, that these young kids are getting football numbers. They're locking these kids away and throwing away the key. So they gave this boy, he committed a double homicide at 15 years old. He killed 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson and I forgot the girl's name. Yeah, but he murdered the girl whom he was dating. He was dating the girl and the boy's sister. He was throwing pebbles at her window early in the morning while they were getting ready for school, not even knowing they're about to be murdered. Wow. So they went to sleep that night, woke up in the morning, was getting themselves together for school, not even knowing that they're about to be murdered. Nobody knows the time nor the hour. And this hood booger comes by throwing rocks at the window. Now, the sister was dating this boy for some time. He threw rocks at the window. She let him in. They went into the bedroom. They got into an argument. Most likely she didn't want to give him none. The brother comes into the room with a gun. He sees the gun and he allegedly says he wrestles the gun out of his hand and the gun went off a couple times. But I have questions. Number one, why does this boy have access to a gun? And where the hell is the mother? There's a boy in your home early in the morning while the kids are getting ready for school. Your son has a gun. You're in court in the double homicide. There's no father to be seen anywhere. I mean, somebody got to say it, man. These mothers be out of control, man. Like, this is ridiculous. We know all day about a lot of these fathers ain't worth shit. But these mothers ain't shit either. When I'm running these stories, man, it's unbelievable, man. These mothers are the worst. And somebody got to say it. Somebody got to step out and be honest, man. Like, what the hell? He says that he didn't go over there with intentions on killing anybody. You know, but it turned into what it turned into. And, he ended up murdering Nicholas in Asylum Nelson. So the girl name is Asylum Nelson. The boy name was Nicholas Nelson. And he says that he didn't have any intentions of shooting anybody. But after the fight, that's what it turned into. So what he did was he shot the brother a couple times. They still was fighting. They got out into the balcony part. And somebody pulled Saunders said he wrestled with Nicholas with the gun, and the gun fell on the floor. He fell on top of the gun, and the gun went off a couple times. And the gun went off a couple times. The fight went out onto the landing where someone jumped on Saunders and pulled his hoodie over his head. At that point, Saunders told detectives he was afraid for his life, so he shot Asylum in the head, the girl in the head. And then he shot Nicholas again. Like, I just, what the hell is going on with our kids? I don't know, man. I don't know. These are 15 and 16-year-old kids. They not just get into a fight and her and the brother and him fight and then they go home and live another day. There's a firearm. There's a gun involved. A 15-year-old shoot and kills a 16 and 15-year-old. Some girl that he was just dating for a couple weeks. Who raised him? We already see the freedom that these kids got. Mom ain't there. Ain't no father in the court. No, they getting up for school. A boy could just come over early in the morning and be in the room with the 15-year-old daughter. What the hell is going on around here? Man, this is sad, man. This is sad. But the boy in court, they give the boy 45 years. His life is over. He committed a double homicide. But again, the hood life, nigga culture. Hood life and nigga culture, man. I don't know. Like I said, I spent so much time, trying to teach history and teach white supremacy and teach all these things. I got to cover this. I got to spend some months on this, man, talking about this kind of stuff because nobody else is going to do it. We don't want to take accountability for our own things in our own communities that we got to take accountability for, man, and raise our children right. I'm raising my son so he don't shoot your son. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the George Macon Experience. And remember, I love y'all till the next time. Peace.